Hey guys, ETP Duelist here. Today we're going to go with a blast from the past and look at the history of Upper Deck and Konami. A lot of people don't know this, but there was a lot of drama involving these two corporations and it actually could have killed the game. Now, Konami, when they first started Yu-Gi-Oh! Was just this little Japanese video game company. And they kind of wanted to bring their card game to the rest of the world. Now you have to understand, they didn't really have any experience doing this themselves, so they kind of needed a distributor. So they called up Upper Deck, who had a lot of experience with dealing with these worldwide card games. And in 2000, they were given the distribution rights. Upper Deck pretty much just did what Konami wanted and gave Yu-Gi-Oh! To everywhere in the world except for Asia. And here's where we hit the dark age of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now you have to understand, Yu-Gi-Oh! Didn't become the #1 card game overnight. It had to fight things like Duel Masters and the Naruto TCG, and it also had to beat the big show, which was Magic the Gathering. But in 2008, Konami kind of noticed something strange. There were fake Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards that actually looked really good. These cards were very comparable to the real Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, and that was very strange when you think about it. So they tracked down the culprit, which was the Vintage Sports cards. I can't find their logo. Vintage Sports cards was the one repackaging these Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, and they were including some fake rares and ultra rares. But through a little bit of digging, Konami figured out that Upper Deck was actually involved in these counterfeit cards. As a matter of fact, it was said that Upper Deck had given these pirate companies the plates for the cards, so they would just be able to make near perfect copies, besides, the colorings, which I don't know why they couldn't get right. And now we go to court. In December 10th, 2008, Upper Deck takes Konami to court for breach of contract, slander, and fraud. The very next day, December 11th, 2008, Konami pretty much tells Upper Deck to frig off. They said they were going to be in charge of the TCG. So on December 16th, Upper Deck files a suit. Then on December 24th, 2008, a Dutch court rules in favor of Upper Deck's two divisions for Europe, and Upper Deck's pretty much in charge of Latin America, Europe, and finally Oceania for TCG distribution. That same day, Konami files an amendment complaint. They say they have additional evidence against Upper Deck and Vintage. Meanwhile, there's chaos in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. People didn't know what was going on. Would Konami reset the game? Would all the cards previous have to be just thrown out and you have to buy new packs with Konami's new system or something? And who was even right in the issue of Konami versus Upper Deck? Konami claimed Upper Deck was making false cards. Upper Deck claimed Konami was just breaking the contract because they wanted more money for themselves earlier. Konami was pretty much just obeying court orders and doing whatever they wanted, but Upper Deck was being shady with the details, and they were constantly suing Konami. The worst part was both websites claimed to be in control of the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG, meaning if you were a tournament owner, you didn't know who to go to, whose policies to go by, and there were two different places where you could get your tournament support from. So much confusion, so many competitors, people were taking a break and quitting left and right. You didn't know what was going on with the game at this point in time. And things were bad enough. In 2009, Konami doesn't end up sending Upper Deck the champion packs for tournaments. Konami pretty much told them to frig off again. They claimed Upper Deck isn't getting tournament packs because Konami's the one in charge. Upper Deck denies counterfeiting again at this point. So just to recap on what it was like to be a player. You had no idea if Konami was going to make all the cards that you bought useless. You weren't getting packs for entering tournaments. And distribution was being pretty screwed up because there were just two different distributioners to order from. You didn't even know who was in charge of the game. In 2009, the courts ruled in favor of Upper Deck one last time. And they're granted control of the TCG in North America. But on February 26, 2009, the North American courts overturned their decision in favoring Upper Deck. Upper Deck is ordered to dissolve all associations with Yu-Gi-Oh! And Upper Deck attempts to sue Konami because the Eye of Anubis is their trademark. It's the little symbol at the bottom of your card that makes it authentic. And on April 15th, 2009, Europe follows the same suit as North American ruling, and Konami is given full control over Yu-Gi-Oh! Thanks for watching. I hope you guys liked this. I think it was an important piece of history that a lot of newer players don't know, and just goes to show you how close Yu-Gi-Oh! Came to dying and how many battles this game actually had to go through.